Welcome to Southern California, where summer is endless and the softball is premier. Summertime, PGF, Irvine, crowning champions for 10 years.
What a gorgeous day at Bill Barber Park in Irvine, California, Deanna Manning Stadium. And as we brought it on the air, we made it clear, and thanks for hanging out with us. This is the gathering of championships, and now a decade's worth. We're excited to have the PGF Platinum Championship game for you, that A's premier team, and we'll take you to the anthem right now.
Play ball.
Glad to have you with us. The Orland Park Athletics, the A's out of Kansas and out of Southern California, the Monarchs program. And we look forward to introducing all of these athletes to you for the 16U Platinum National Championship. Olympic gold medalist, national champion, UCLA alum Amanda Freed. My name is Darren Sutton. We've been able to be a part of this event for nearly a decade ourselves, and we're honored to be here. And as we kick off even tonight, Amanda, what I think is fun is the growth in the first 9+ years of this event. Bottom line, it's now a national event. It used to be California v. California. The two events in day one, the 16 and 18, there's 4 different states represented. That's what makes this exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been so much fun to watch the growth of this. In this tournament, more teams than ever, better competition than ever. I mean, these teams have really had to bring it this entire week to get to today, and it's incredible to see these teams now come together. As many represented on these states as you talked about, Darren, and this is just the first game of many, and looking forward to it.
And what we do know is that both of these teams, whether it's the home team, a lot of these athletes with the Monarchs going to bed each night in their homes with their moms and their dads and their home cooking. And the Monarchs in white, obviously white with the dark sleeves coming out. The sleeveless look is the team out of Kansas. But the other team, a much smaller roster, the team from Orland Park, Kansas, is a team that has stayed away. They've been away from home, and that bonds teams at times. And so to pull yourself together to be at this point, it's exciting for both squads involved. Orland Park, as we said, undefeated. We'll show you the starting lineup for that Orland Park A's squad. Boy, those are good-looking unis, aren't they? We've been seeing them all week long. Maloney, Hartman, Stewart, both Katie and Danielle. That's an older and a younger sister. What a great story there. Brooke Knox, Maddie McIntyre, Grace Mack, Emma Kucharski, and Peyton Dillon. And again, we'll tell you about all these athletes as they get their opportunity. And in the circle for the Monarchs is Taylor Caudill, number 24 on that jersey. Caudill swings like you did. She's an all-around player. She'll be in the lineup. She's a key hitter in the lineup. Taylor, Mission Viejo, California. J. Sarah Catholic is where she attends school.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's just been a workhorse out there in those circles. She wants the ball. She's competitive. She's got that screw curve and change. I had a chance to talk to Tara Blanco, who's also a coach on this team, played at Michigan. She was a pitcher. She was a hitter. So a great mentor for Caudill out there in the circle here this championship day.
Providence Catholic High School, Corey Maloney. Slightly open stance from that left side as she takes up and away and jumps ahead. 2-0 the count. This is a 21 grad. Timothy is dad, Susan is mom. He's got an older sister, and she's got a younger sister. And she slaps that rise ball up in the zone. Boy, great attempt there, running out of space. Great attempt there by Allie Stanker playing behind her. They're both playing tight, she and Maddie Riley. Beautiful ballpark. Dimensions are tight as any elite softball facility. You'll see the same. the Anna Manning Stadium at Bill Barber Park, and the wind gods have visited, which will make for interesting softball, but it's cooled things down for the athletes, and I think that's important too. Screwball misses high and away.
It's been a warm day out here, but you don't feel it when they're out there on the field. It's a beautiful day for softball. And I just love that these two teams facing off each other, especially one from Kansas, one from California. You don't play each other often, so there's a lot of mystery.
Well, how about that pitch? Backed off, swung right through it. The pitch she talked about that she believes in the most is that change of pace. She had her way out front of this changeup.
Now take a look at the location of that pitch. When you get somebody swinging, you can put that pitch right down the heart of the plate. Just going for that strikeout. It's a very effective changeup.
On the right side of that box, Riley Hartman takes on the outside, on the corner. That deliberate call behind home plate put a really good umpire. Love when we are working with Gary Drayton. He's got the plate, and it's a deliberate call. Hang with him. In tight, screwball, in on the knuckles. Outstanding pitch, and just like that, Hartman is done. That one put away by Lexi Duran, the first baseman.
And this is such an important top of the first inning to get your team off the field and into the dugout, get the sticks going. You don't want to spend a lot of time out there in the heat, giving the other team a good opportunity to see you. So Caudill doing a great job.
Out of Illinois, this is Katie Stewart, Frankfort, Illinois. Opens up that stance, takes a pitch in on the corner. Boy, good touch and feel right away with spinning the softball.
Yeah, definitely.
That screwball is a really tough pitch, and it elevates as well. Taylor Caudill rocks and fires. Back to the screen, and she's ahead, 0-2 the count. When you ask Taylor about what she does best, she'll echo a little bit of what Amanda will tell you. My best is my curveball, then my change, and my rise. Those are my go-tos. Just missed the corner. We were waiting for that delayed call. We thought maybe, just maybe.
Ooh, it doesn't get much better than that with 2 strikes. A nice set of pitch after going hard inside. Almost gets that outside corner.
Katie Stewart deals with the rise ball. That's a good 0-2 pitch 2 pitches ago, right?
Oh, absolutely. And it's tough to lay off of. I think as a hitter, that's one that I'm breathing a sigh of relief because that could easily go the other way for the strikeout.
Stewart in that batter's box is non-committed at this point, a 23 grad, so playing up a little bit in this event. Youngster, as that one skips in there, change of pace. Dream schools for her. How about Kentucky? How about Michigan? Florida State University, as these two do battle. 2-2. Went back out there. That time got the call. Got things started strong. That right arm with excellent command. Oh, what a fun couple of weekends it's going to be in SoCal. Premier Girls Fast Pitch 16U Platinum Division National Championship game. And an opportunity now for the Southern California team to go to work against the Kansas team, Orland Park. Abby Bocantis is in the circle with that right arm. And Jill Nguyen leads things off, the center fielder out of Aliso Viejo, California. She has to skip out of the way of that first one. 1-0 the count. And it got her. So there's a base runner. And you saw it skip in there. You saw her hop out of the way. And in the end, Nguyen is followed by Hill. Caudill, as we said, a well-rounded athlete. Steinker's going to be fun to talk about. Lexi Duran, the first baseman. The suit in that 8th spot. And Mariah Melendez at the bottom. Nguyen earns her way on. Jaden Hill, Dana Point, California. Makes a pitch that darts over the outside corner from Abigail Bocantis. What do we know about Abby?
She's a tough pitcher out there, throws in that low 60s, and I love that she's described as having a killer changeup, and we see how effective that pitch can be in these types of situations.
Cutting across the diamond, fine play, good communication there. The third baseman, Danielle Stewart. And spinning out of the way, of course, Abby, the pitcher in the circle.
A nice sacrifice bunt laid down. Nice job coming through. Stewart at third makes the play at first base, but the runner advances over. Exactly what you want to do this early in the ball game. Scoring early, putting runners up on the board, putting pressure on the D.
How about this aggressive base running, trying to grab third base and in there. Oh, just sniffing it out. Nguyen saw it in the dirt, and the moment it hit the dirt, she was gone.
This is good instincts on the base paths. You cannot hesitate. A little shuffle step as soon as she sees that ball down in the dirt, and Nguyen takes off, takes third base.
Stabbing at that one. Aggressive down the line again. We see Nguyen moving. Caudill comes up empty. 1-1 the count. The 1-1 roll of middle of the diamond and into center field, and it's a base hit. And Caudill, who did such good work in the circle, has that single and an RBI.
What's so nice, being able to hit for yourself as a pitcher. Runner on third base comes through with a big RBI to put her team up on the board. First run in the first inning.
And so time to go back to work now for Ree Rudd. Deanna's out of Huntington Beach High School. She's headed to North Dakota State. She's committed. Boy, look at the movement there on that screwball. That one dives over the inside. Darts that one right on the inside corner. It's a pitcher's pitch there. Outstanding stuff. Defensively knocks McIntyre. And Mack in the outfield. Rolled, hugs that line, and it's a foul ball. And so away we go again. And this has become one of those events that's watched around the country by these athletes. They watch, they desire to play in it, they learn about it. They know the names of the athletes. They follow online. Just like anything else, the world is so small as that one's lifted. Well struck left field. Over the shoulder. Run down out there. Maloney with a good read. Again, the wind will be having fun with this one. And Rudd gave it a ride.
And the outfielders are playing pretty in, but that wind does carry this ball. Maloney gets back, drops steps, continues to follow that ball, and it just carries deep into that left field corner. Turns and holds the runner from going two.
Hosting, in a sense, though the Monarchs know this so well, this area. Fired into center field. No play there. There wasn't going to be the opportunity in this. Caudill with a nice jump. Gave way, by the way, to a pinch runner out there. And just great anticipation taking off.
Emma taking off. Nice jump off that bag. Threads the needle, gets there in time. That throw a little errant, but there's nothing you could do about that. Got to get up out of your crouch, Hartman does.
Bouncing ball. Ranging to her left, making the play. Lyon is left stranded. Emma was out there pinch running. But the home team, the Monarchs, want to make it an uphill battle for the team out of Illinois, Orland Park. It's a great journey, the building of this Monarchs program and the history that they have experienced under Coach Blanco and the work he has done to build this program. And there is a history, too. I mean, it's a program that Jeff Blanco put together, and they have had ties with the Firecrackers program and Tony Rico for quite some time. They were the Bomb Squad softball program as well from 2004 to 2010. This is a program that took a journey out onto its own to be the Monarchs program. But bottom line, his leadership and assistants through the years have cranked out a lot of great softball players.
It's true, and great coaches can do that. No matter what the team name is, they could develop these athletes into being the next level type of player.
Good pitch in on the hands to Danielle Stewart. Katie Stewart, younger sister, ended the last inning. She's a 23 grad. Danielle, and they play on the left side of the infield together, is a 22 grad. Danielle's a Valparaiso commit. Not too far from home in Orland Park. With a changeup. Away. Rolled to the right side. Bobbled long enough to allow Stewart to reach. A miscue there. Sophia Massoud. When you get some help and you're away from home, you need to take advantage. We'll see.
Yeah, these fields have been played on, so that ball is right in low and just at the last second hops up onto the heel of Massoud's glove.
Over the outside.
Sometimes those are just the type of breaks you need to get things going offensively.
Well, to get the angst out. I mean, look, they've played all week, and obviously they've dominated and played well. It's a perfect run to this championship. But don't tell me both these teams are very nervous. Then you get down as that curveball ends up outside and off the plate. 0-2 the count to Brooke Knox. Knox out of Plainfield North High School, a 21 grad. The dream schools are Valpo and Jacksonville, Ball State, DePaul. Those are schools she's thinking about. No interest there in the rise ball. Caudill with the lone RBI in this game already. And a 1-2-3 inning to start things in the first with a pair of strikeouts. They pulled the string beautifully. Nothing Knox could do about that.
And when you have a changeup in this type of a game, when it's high stress, high anxiety,
Number 7, Maddie McIntyre.
and you pull the string on a changeup like that, you get a lot of players swinging and missing, a lot of players looking to hit heat, and you get some good results.
Maddie McIntyre. Looks at a screwball that misses away. Love watching the fingertips as she delivers this one.
And what makes the changeup so effective is obviously it looking just like the other pitches. Look at the back of the hand, goes towards the batter, takes the speed off, and gives it a little bit of a drop.
Maddie laid on that one, slapping it foul. A 21 grad Maddie, and a non-commit at this point. Played for the junior national team in Germany and Austria. Played out here at PGF Nationals in 2018. That's about the perfect combo. The national team and this PGF championship. He's off a good 0-2 pitch, a screwball that time.
And she could do a little bit of everything out there in the box, so you have to be careful on defense. You see the infielders are pinched way in tight, but she's got some swing away power as well.
Outside corner screwball, got enough of that plate with the late movement. You want to talk about a pitcher's pitch, that's 4 strikeouts.
And it's tough to get that outside corner called against the slapper. Look at the position of McIntyre's foot as it's just on that white chalk line. That pitch barely gets that outside corner for a called strike 3.
Grace Kamak takes up and away, 1-0 the count. Okina, Illinois. Lincoln Way Central High School. Well, that's a tough pitch. How about that? Turns it over right at the knuckles, but gets the corner. Beautiful screwball here.
Yeah. Don't want any part of that, Kamax.
That's a good take. That's a good sign. If you're comfortable enough to take that pitch. She kind of closes off, too. You can see where she generates her torque. That lead shoulder is almost pointing up that first base line. She's really closed off there. Chin right on the shoulder. And that's usually where you'll go, right? To the right side if you're closed off like that?
Yeah. Yeah, she opens up a little bit on that front side also, and you could see that she's trying to whip that barrel through. Let's take a look at the pitching delivery. Look at talk about torque, leverage off the mound.
Good take. That one sails high. Kelly is mom, Ed is dad. And then there's 5 in the house. Kaylee 14, Sarah 13, Tessa 18, and Brady 4. a full home. And a nice job staying alive on 3-2. The hitters will tell you, even if they get a blue pit, it's the pitch that I fought off to stay alive for that blue pit. That's the key of an at-bat, and maybe that's it right here. Inside, tough pitch, got the corner. She just struck out the side. That is 5 strikeouts of the 6 outs to start this for Taylor Caudill. We'll talk about announcing your presence. Hello, I'm here. Olympian Amanda Freed. My name is Darren Sutton. This is the Premier Girls Fast Pitch 16U Platinum National Championship game. We're glad to have you as we kick off a couple of championship weekends. As the first pitch dips just off the plate outside. Abby Bacantis goes back to work and does so against Lexi Duran, who commutes to work with this team up in Big Bear Lake, a beautiful part of California, but definitely up there by Lake Arrowhead. That's a healthy hour-plus commute, and that's not uncommon in softball. You pick a travel team that picks you, and Dad helps to coach the team, Dad Lenny, so there's a lot of sacrifices. 1-2, good screw ball.
There's so much softball in Southern California that takes place in that San Bernardino, Riverside, Corona area, Hemet, Palm Springs. So that Big Bear commute probably isn't half bad half the season. But you're absolutely right, Darren. Athletes are willing to do whatever it takes to be a part of a program. You talked about Coach Blanco earlier, what he's able to do to develop these athletes. They want to be a part of that.
I mean, you look back at his accomplishments in the 17-18U PGF Nationals. His team played to a 9th place finish. The 15-18U PGF played in the top 20. And then just tons and tons of teams after teams in 14 and 15 that moved inside that top 25. A team in 13 that finished 3rd in PGF Nationals at this age group, the 16U age group. So much success and a who's who of alumni. This is Lexi Duran, though. She hopes to join that alumni list. UCR is one of the places she'd love to play. Riverside, that is. And over the outside, induced the swing, and that's the first strikeout.
These pitchers are really settling in nicely. Look at this location, down and outside corner. Not a whole lot you could do with that. So perfectly placed as Duran's feet are up on that chalk line, covering that entire plate. So well executed.
Andy Sherrill loads that back leg, and the first one's right in on her hands, and it's popped foul behind home plate. Riley Hartman gave it a run, but nothing there. Vocal, important, has been catching her backside off this entire tournament, doing a great job with pitchers in the circle, the leadership of Riley Hartman. I know she appreciates it, Abby does. Cheryl, with the bat in her hands, is out of Chino Hills High School. 20 grad. She rockets that one foul. So heading into her senior year. Lisa's mom, Brandon, is dad, and she's got an older brother, Jacob. He was quite a baseball player as well, so the Diamond Sports have been around for a while. Lifted left field on an 0-2 count. That son over the shoulder of Maloney, and he makes the play for the second out of the inning. What's key here? You win this event, you've got to bye to the premier event next year. That's big.
That is huge. You talk about these teams.
An automatic invite.
They're chasing berths starting in May. This is the place you want to be. So if you can take care of that here in July for next season, you're set.
Well, help me understand, because that obviously helps to build your team. That helps to draw players to your program, right? I mean, now the word is out, and you can share that with those in your community.
Absolutely. You hold a tryout and you say, hey, we're a PGF Premier caliber team. We're going to be there next year. That's going to attract a lot of players. This is where they want to be. This is where the college coaches come to watch the best softball being played across the country.
Curveball taken. off the plate. Sophia Massoud, Riverside, Arlington High School. This is her 4th year playing in this event. Boy, she pulled her hands in nicely. It's a base hit. Excellent up that line. There is a base runner for the Monarchs, who scored in the first inning to get things going.
And Massoud tight on that plate. Inside screwball. Does get close to her barrel, but she muscles it off the handle into left field. A nice solid swing for the base hit.
Now batting the right fielder, number 23, Mariah Melendez.
Mariah Melendez in that 9 spot, the right fielder. Just turned that one over. Must have been a little bit low. Good screwball, though, to start her off. With a couple of outs and a runner at first, Melendez, Lakewood, California native, out of Mayfair High School. Rolls that one to the right side, late on that swing. Boy, flying up the line. Brooke Knox turns it into an out. How about the wheels of Melendez? Maybe that will be a part of the story a little bit later on in this national championship game. One to nothing, the Monarchs on top. We've been talking a lot about Jeff Blanco and his journey and the journey of success in the history. Jeff, first of all, congratulations in arriving at this point. You know, obviously it started with your daughters and the fine fun they've had and played the sport collegiately. As we look back, as you grow this Monarchs program now, how much have you enjoyed the evolution, not for you, but for all of your athletes? And now we're talking about, you know, we're going back more than a decade, easily more than a decade. How proud are you of days like today?
Oh, this is why you play the game right here. This is why you work hard and put in all those hours and all the practices and all the struggles and obstacles to get to a day like this.
So throughout this week, I mean, undefeated up to this point, so something's working well. Talk a little bit about this tournament. What's been going your way? What are you most proud about this team and what's gotten them to today?
You know, the thing I'm most proud of is, you know, we started off the summer with some injuries and some illnesses, and they came back. And they've worked hard and got us to this point. And so I'm just proud of them for the hard work that they put in since then.
I'm going to keep you out of harm's way, but I've got to ask you about Taylor Caudill as she gets ready to go to work.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit. We've seen what she does so well. What is your perspective on why she's so talented, gifted, and the hard work that goes into it?
You know what? She's fearless. She's fearless. She's a bulldog. She attacks the zone. And she, you know, she's very consistent around the zone. She doesn't get rattled. Other teams score a run, she just comes back even harder. And a ton of heart, just a bulldog in the circle.
Hey, Jeff, thanks for doing this. Congratulations on this entire week.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Coach Blanco, a long, successful journey as a coach. And again, the story of his daughters is where it started. And they've both gone on to play at the collegiate ranks. And you know, that's why a lot of men and women get into it. That's why we do a lot of what we do our kids. But obviously now he's passing it along to a new generation.
And he's good at it, so we're lucky to have him in this sport. And you're right, it starts somewhere, you fall in love with it. And this sport's easy to fall in love with. The people and the atmosphere, championships like this, the experiences you're able to give to these athletes going on to college. I mean, I was there. I look back at this time in my life with such fondness. It's some of the best years of my life.
My goodness. This is now 6 strikeouts. Amanda, let's take a look at what she's done and how she's done it.
And so nice. Just painting the corners, using that changeup we talked about, but it's really been that curveball, that hard-in screwball that's complementing that changeup. But look at where those pitches are located on the corner, not putting a lot over the heart of the plate. Coach Blanco has said she attacks the zone, but she doesn't attack through the heart. That's why she doesn't get hurt. She keeps it around. So you have to chase the pitches that she's throwing.
Emma Kocharski goes down on strikes, and she gives way to Peyton Dillon. Kocharski, by the way, out of Lamont High School in Lamont, Illinois. Dreams about Duke, Grand Valley, Loyola Chicago, some of her schools. And as for Dillon, Rosary High School in Yorkville, Illinois. Beautiful dip to that one. That's a ground ball waiting to happen. Very heavy with that softball. 2-0 the count to Peyton Dillon. His dad Jeffrey played some college baseball. Mom is Christy. Look out, high and tight, 3-0 the count. Have a chance to hear from Krista Stoker in just a bit. By the way, we understand and I hope there's good snacks there. There's a watch party back in Orland Park, Illinois.
Nice.
So hello to all you passionate fans and family members and aunts and uncles and parents and step-parents that couldn't make it out. We know sometimes look, these athletes get it. The sacrifice that all of you have made, taking on an extra shift or maybe an extra job to help the dreams of your softball athlete popped up out front of home plate. And Ree Rudd steps out there and makes the play for the out. Anyway, we raise our glass to you. Go ahead and raise it and hold some snacks for Amanda and I when we come visit. Hold some snacks. They can do good snacks in the Midwest. I mean, really good snacks.
What's your favorite?
Well, cheese curds is big. That's a big one in the Midwest. Yeah. In and out of the catcher's mitt. Our producer-director, John Walsh, is a fan of the funnel cake. Have you ever had one of those funnel cakes?
I have. I'm not a fan, though.
Those are good for you.
Yeah, not a fan.
0-1 the count. Swings right through it. Cream puffs, those are always good. Maybe a grilled bratwurst, an Italian. 0-2 the count to Corey Maloney. Stay focused, Amanda. Jumps up and away, 1-2. We're honored to be back, Amanda and I. We've been together on this event for, gosh, about 7-8 years now, huh?
Yeah. In it for the long haul.
It's a group that does it right. They put the athletes and their families first. Everything else is second. And when you, as Dan Hay does what he does to raise the platform of the sport, no matter which body, which governing body, but just to raise the sport all together, then you're going to win. And it's an opportunity for athletes to hop on the stage and show who they are. Slapped on a line. Right to Allie Steicher, who makes the play for the out. 16U Platinum National Championship game. The Monarchs behind that arm of Taylor Caudill. Southwest of Chicago is beautiful Orland Park, Illinois, and a program that certainly is very proud, this A's premier program, and their head coach is Krista Stoker. Krista, congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Obviously for you put a team on a plane and you take them out and have this opportunity. What are one or two of the grand memories? Aside from the big wins to get here, there have to be quiet moments that none of us ever see that you really will cherish that your team has experienced.
Yeah, I just think seeing our team come together as a family, so we're really big on family. We are just 13 strong. We don't have any pickup players, so we all are local, and we've trained really hard. We have a player development platform that our girls are a part of 2 to 3 times a week, every single week for this whole season. So the fact that we've peaked here at the end, it's not an accident. So I'm just really proud of them and playing up to the talent that they are.
And exactly, and that's what you want your athletes to do. You get here, and this is the opportunity to perform. And tell me a little bit about Abby Bucantis in the circle, what she's done for your team, not just today so far in this game, but this entire tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Abby is a warrior. She's a competitor, and she has fun out there, and that's what we ask of all of our girls. So our girls really feed off her energy. You'll see her clapping for herself and cheering with her teammates, and we just ride on her back and her energy.
Nice play on an in-between hop. Brooke Knox makes that play. And I've got to know about, because I've seen Riley just bouncing around everywhere.
Yeah.
Really a leader. So tell me a little bit about your catcher, Riley Hartman.
Yeah, Riley just finished her freshman year of high school, so she's still young, and she's a leader. She's back there calling all the pitches. I really don't have a say much in the game. Yeah, so she knows her pitchers, and she guides our team, and you'll never see her not hustling after everything. You know, she really tries to get to everything and lead our team on her back also.
Hey, listen, we really appreciate it, Krista. Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
You're making the Midwest proud.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Outstanding.
Go A's.
Yeah, there you go. Krista Stoker and India Stewart, that coaching staff, and the A's. The A's. Southwest Chicago. Kind of head on down out of town through Oak Lawn and make your way a little bit out of town, and you'll find Orland Park. Well, Taylor Caudill has done an amazing job with the bat in her hands. They take a chance to throw is on the money. And there's Riley Hartman. How about that? Beautiful throw. They took a chance with Caudill with a bat in her hands.
Well, Hartman, this is the second time we've seen her get up out of her crouch so quick with that transition, and then a nice tag right down to the bag. Gets that out.
The art of the tag. We don't talk about it enough. You having those hands are important certainly when you're playing defensively, but to be able to do that, pop it down quickly, know where you're at, know where the runner's at, and you know what it does? It cleans the inning right up. Fine defensive effort by Riley Hartman, working with Katie Stewart on that tag, and an easy ground ball out. Maybe that'll get the bats going for the team from the Midwest. Been an incredible week for these athletes and what they've been able to experience from the opening ceremonies, bonding, the sisterhood, the pride in playing the sport that they love so much, maybe slipping over and watching some games on other complexes. That goes on a bunch, watching those at the premier level, watching those that are older than you, and that's some big part of it. Obviously at this 16U age group, having a lot of college coaches watch you.
Oh, it's so exciting. And since it's kind of shifted, this is really where it's at, is this 16U age division. Some of these athletes are committed. Some have done it very early, but now they get to sit back and relax. And this is just kind of the wheelhouse of recruiting. This is where the college coaches come to find the best talent. Girls are now coming into their own. They're getting to be their sophomore, junior, some going into their senior year of high school. So this is really where you're going to find a lot of the talent.
Riley Hartman just wrapping up her freshman year, as we talked about, doing a fine job behind the plate. Fouls that one back to the screen. 0-1 the count. Decade of stories, a decade of athletes that have played in these events, gone on to college. We now have college graduates. We now have college coaches that have played in this event as it began. This is her work defensively.
Just a nice throw down to second base. A strong arm. She's not a big athlete, but she's quick. Great movements, very efficient. Smart, obviously, calls her own game. You gotta love that.
Up that back leg. Boy, tough pitch to deal with. High popped back of second base, and it bounces in there. Sophia Massoud tried to get under it. That outstretched glove couldn't hold on to it. So Hartman rewarded at least for making contact on a very tough inside pitch.
Now when you put the ball in play, good things happen. It looked like this was going to fall in shallow center field, but then Massoud gets all the way over there. That is in her glove, just falls right out. A little miscommunication, but nothing hurt.
Riley Hartman out of Herscher High School, Kankakee, Illinois. It's an aggressive lead as that one misses outside. To Katie Stewart. Told you Katie and Danielle teammates together. Katie in on the hands, rolled foul. The 23 grad, so the younger of the two sisters. Like a lot of sisters will say, or sons or daughters of great athletes, she says, my greatest challenge I've overcome is showing people I can be just as good as my sister. That's belted. Left field toward the wall, off the base of the wall. Hustling on around toward third. Heading home is Hartman. Standing up, she will score. I bet sister's very proud of that one. Katie Stewart with a double and an RBI. We're tied at 1.
This ball is hit right on the money. Look at that load and torque, just drives it off the left field fence. Hartman is off. As soon as she sees that ball up over Riley's head in left field, Hartman is off to the races all the way around, booking it around third to score that first run.
Now big sister Danielle back to the screen it goes. Reached on an error back in the second inning. The Valparaiso commit.
A nice read by Hartman. She knows, puts the heads down, checks in the coach, but No hesitation, stands up, ties the ball game.
Curveball disappears outside. Danielle Stewart can't keep up with it. Danielle quite a pitcher as well when they need her. And 3 in a row, same pitch. Curveball a little further out, induces a strikeout. That was an angry strikeout.
Caudill got such great command of her pitches right now. Look at the movement on that curveball. Well placed for 2 strikes, with 2 strikes.
One and 0 the count to Brooke Knox. Knox, an honor roll student. Strong in the classroom at Plainfield North High School. When you can get a commit and a swing to that pitch, you're in good shape, and she did there. 1-1 the count. Knox's defense, it looks so good. I told you her college choices earlier. She's still open and a lot of opportunity for Brooke. That one slips off the fingertips. But she has a feel of what she wants to study. Knox in that batter's box. It's either nursing on the pediatric side or deaf studies. There's a drive there for helping. That's a good take, 3-1.
I love when the athletes now, they're doing a good job of understanding how college could help get them to their end goal, and finding programs that can help her get through nursing or get into the field of study she wants to go through is so important. And, you know, a lot of college coaches or people listening might think, oh, I know a school, or I am that school that you would be a perfect fit at, and got your area of study, got a couple of kids going through the same program. It's kind of the way of recruiting today.
High pop-up, got that bat extended. Communication better that time, and there's your double play. Completely aggressive base running. Stewart got a little bit ahead of herself, and it was popped up to the right side. Well, a big run. Riley Hartman just took a tour around the bases and had all kinds of fun. That's your catcher, folks. That's your catcher. Ray Hart back behind the dish, ready to roll. I think that's what her friends call her. That's what I just called her, Riley Hartman. Riley Hartman, I don't like that one. Strike one, hits the outside corner to Rhea Rudd. Now that is what she is called, Rihanna Rudd. Huntington Beach High School, North Dakota State commit. To the right side. Boy, that's a great approach, and maybe she's rewarded. That really ate up Brooke Knox. Knox, so much so with the unique spin on it, didn't even turn and make a run at it. That got her pretty good, I think.
Yeah, well hit also, but another one riding low to the ground and pops up, gets Knox. Looks like in the hand, the wrist trickles out into right field, but that leadoff base runner for the Monarchs.
Finishing runner for the catcher for the Monarchs, number 10, Riley Shue.
Got a courtesy runner, and it's Riley Shue. Riley Shue is out there running for the Monarchs. We have a much deeper, since they're at home, roster, as we were hearing talked about by Coach Krista Stoker. Riley Shue out there running. He's out of Merrifield High School in Lakewood. Daughter of Michelle and Bruce. With a beautiful pitch just off the plate. Ali Steinker grounded out to short in the first inning. Pulls the bat back in to the left side. Katie Stewart puts that one to bed. And the talented third baseman out of J. Sarah Catholic High School goes down. By the way, talented first-team All-League in that Trinity League in her junior year. She heads back to the dugout. That is a great athletic and academic league. Both diamond sports, really, baseball and softball. Lexi Duran takes outside. Her dad, Lanny, played minor league baseball, coaches on the squad. She's the one who makes the commute from Big Bear Lake to join her team. Very good pitcher, Lexi pitches for her high school team, Big Bear. That stolen base. A little delayed slide there from pretty hard and uncomfortable, as a matter of fact. You see it look awkward, then you watch a little closer and you hope shoe's okay. Make sure that ankle, she's fortunate actually.
Yeah, there's a little hesitation in that slide. Looks like she was thinking about standing up and then realized that throw was being made and had to get down quickly.
Well, that vocal leadership from Hartman. Now from behind the plate.
Oh, nice run.
5'4". Walking out there like she's 6'3". Fun watching a talented catcher go to work. This is a dangerous hitter too in Duran. And they feed off that aggression, right? Changed up on her. After a big meeting and everyone getting together.
Yep, I think that's so smart. Especially when you can pull that pitch out for a strike.
And goes firm away and it's fouled back, 1-2 the count. Lexi wants to study medicine when she makes her way to college. Sports trainer possibly. And then a minor in special needs education. Change up disappears away. There's, look, it hasn't been easy at all for Abby Bacantis, but she's been grinding right through it. She's had base runners every inning, but she grinds right through it.
And that's what it takes really to get to this point in this tournament. It's just somebody out there wanting it, wanting to win, grinding it out, finding a way to pull out good pitches.
Elevates in the strike zone, Abby does, for strike one. To Madison Sherrill, Chino Hills High School. Abby, by the way, in that circle out of Ottawa, Illinois, Ottawa Township High School. She is a non-commit as a 21. ASU, she's interested in coming out west, maybe Illinois State, Illinois, Oregon State, Wisconsin. That one skips in there, all schools that she has an interest in. There's a story there, too. There's a story of courage. There's a story certainly of, as we talked about, not having dominating stuff, overwhelming stuff, yet being a great all-around pitcher. As that one skips by Hartman. Because Abby Bacantis will make it clear that one of the biggest things I've had to overcome was working through epilepsy. A lot of doctor's appointments and making sure her medication is lined up. And you want to talk about managing your schedule and time management young athletes have to go through. How about doing so medically too? That's just another layer, and so kudos to her.
And she's not hiding out in the field either, just trying to get by. She's like, she is in the heart of the action.
Just foul, would have played it a run. There's some serious attack on that one. This is Here It Is hitting. I mean, literally. That one ended up bell tie right down Broadway.
He turns hard, just gets on the outside part of the ball.
What do you think, something soft here?
I'm a fan of the changeup. I'd throw it at any count. Yep, I think it's gonna work.
To the right side. Boy, she stayed back nicely. Drives it into right field all the way to the wall. Maddie Sherrill picks up the third base coach with an aggressive turn. Now she's hung out in the rundown with the tag, but it's a double. That run scores. Oh, what a beautiful piece of hitting for the Monarchs, Maddie Sherrill. They take the lead, the Monarchs do, and maybe picked up that third base coach too late. You can't teach it any better than that. Driving it all the way to the wall. The 16U Platinum National Championship game. We are PGF. 2-1 the score. Well, that's some hitting. And I know the base running didn't go exactly as she wanted, Maddie Sherrill. But taking a peek, She was taking a peek at that social media just a moment ago. Is this peak too late? Head up. Maybe. What do you think?
I think, first of all, the ball's in front of you, so you got to know your speed, the pace of the ball, the distance of the fences, but it does look like she picked it up a little bit too late, because you got to wait for the coach to wave through the runner scoring first before you get your sign. But the run scorer is just having a teaching moment, pat on the helmet.
Jeff Blanco's fun to be around, too. I mean, just the piece that he has is a perfect time to teach and learn and see what happens next time. Whether, who knows who was directly involved in that miscommunication. Maddie McIntyre struck out looking back in the second inning. Bourbonnais, Illinois. Bradley Bourbonnais Community High School. She dreams about Evansville, maybe Western Florida, St. Louis University, Florida Gulf Coast. I'm in Fort Myers. Some schools that she desires. That one misses outside. Plays all over the outfield, has played on the infield, especially first and second as well. On a 2.86 for down the line to first. Fast, coming out of that left side of the batter's box. Great speed. That one misses outside, 3-1 the count.
She's got a lot of energy in the box. If she can do a little bit of everything, she'll lay the bunt down, make a nice little soft slap, can slap and hit for power.
She's on with the walk. Maddie talks about academic challenges she's taken on. Honor rolls in middle school, but then in high school, wouldn't take on an AP class, and now she just climbs that mountain regularly. 4.08 first semester, sophomore GPA, 4.13 second semester. AP U.S. Government Politics exam, National Honor Society. And by the way, a 3 on her AP exam. And if you know what that means, that's good. That means you may not have to pay for that class in college, is what that means. That one hits the outside corner. Grace Kamak. Bends at the waist, holds that bat away from her body. Pops that one up to the right side. Maybe room. Unable to hold on. It hit the heel of the glove of Mariah Melendez. She came a long way to make that attempt. Just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, that's a tough play to make. It looks like it's easily in the glove, but when you're running at that speed, the head's bouncing a little bit. You try to make that play, and it just bounces out of the glove. A great effort, though, by Melendez.
Outside 1-2 the count. Grace made a tough decision not too long ago, and that was to focus on softball and step aside from, what do you think, folks? What's your guess? Elite level gymnastics. Ooh. An outstanding gymnast to stay qualifier regularly as that one paints the inside corner and down she goes. Oh, what a great pitch there, turning that one over just enough.
Now batting first baseman number 23, Emma.
Yeah, Kamak has not really gotten some good looks at this inside pitch. Doesn't want it, scoots the feet back just a little bit, and Caudill paints the corner.
Emma Kacharski goes right back in there with that pitch. It's got to not feel good on the hands. When you swing at a pitch you think is going to split the plate and its inner half, there's got to be some bumblebees in those hands.
And that's what's good about the way that Caudill's throwing that screwball is it looks good. You start your swing, but by the time it gets to you, it's in on the handle.
She struck out 8, folks. As a rise ball, it ends up and away. Emma Kacharski. Mom is Andrea, dad is David. And her older sister, 18 years old, Grace. Stayed back as long as she could, lifted a changeup. And goes down on a line drive out to the left side. No double play across the diamond, by the way.
Off the end of the bat, a nice, easy fly to Stenker at third, who throws over to first, not able to hold on to it.
Here's Peyton Dillon. This is a 4.0 student as well. First honors. Stubborn in, and it's off the plate. 1-0 the count. We saw Peyton earlier with really good speed. Popped up. Left side. Put away by Ali Steicher. This is a good one. I mean, it's been domination by Taylor Caudill, but the team out of the Midwest in Orland Park, they're right there. Where did it start for Coach Blanco and his PGF journey? The first ever, a 16U team and a national championship in 2011. 2011. Pop to the right side. Wow, holding on up against that fence. Friendly fire over there in that dugout as well. Emma Kacharski, what a great play.
Good concentration. She knows that fence is approaching. She uses two hands, that ball in the glove. She squeezes it to keep it in for the out.
Sophia Massoud is retired. Mariah Melendez takes an off-speed pitch that skips in there. Mariah grounded out back in the second inning. Waited, and shot it foul. 1-1 the count. These athletes do a great job meeting with us, chatting with us, giving them insights and filling out some documentation as well to get to learn who they are with that wide open stance. Mariah, a woman of very few words yet impactful. She talks about academic accomplishments, highest honors. Who inspires you? My dad, he pushes me. Greatest challenge? A knee injury. Softball scouting report? Speed. What do you want to study? What are your career aspirations? Kinesiology. When we run into you in 10 years, what will your life look like? Thriving.
Wow.
Back to the screen it goes. So, right? Few words, but I kind of know her pretty well by going through those single word answers, right?
Definitely. And then she's described by our coaches as she's savvy. Knows what she wants. She's good. She's smart. Thriving. Good word.
Outside corner. That's strike three. Talk about manipulation of the softball. Beautiful outside corner screwball. Came back.
Look at the bend on that pitch. You don't see that very often, and Hartman just fist pumps. Because rightfully so, Melendez sees that off the plate. She's given up on that pitch. Once she sees it a ball and a half off the plate, it bends back over for that strikeout.
JJ Nguyen pulls her hands in, hugs the line, but it's foul. Number 1 on her back. The white jerseys, the Monarchs, and I mean all white. There's even white lettering on there with the black outline. The A's in white as well, but the darker sleeves. The team out of Illinois. These are good-looking uniforms, and so are those of the visiting team. Changed up on her. That's an inning. You know what? That is her first clean inning without a base runner. Ahead of her team needing some offense, maybe this effort kicks the bat rack and fires them up. The emotion of the beauty of the area is certainly part of it, but then that raw emotion of the athlete. Great pictures there, our production team. Premier Girls Fast Pitch. Each year we have such a strong team, and Taylor Caudill, how about that? without an earned run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, 1 hit. All right, Corey Maloney. You are up in the top of the 6th inning, and that one sails high. 1-0 the count. Corey's 0 for 2, struck out and lined out. Corey, another one of those outstanding students. High honors freshman, sophomore year, carrying a 4.5 GPA, which means there are AP and honors classes as part of her busy schedule. Not many better pitches than that.
Oh, she is just firing. That screwball has been so effective.
Taylor Caudill deals the 1-1, slaps that one. A little bit late, taking it down the line, so Corey will come back and do it again. Corey also a great basketball player. Team winning a conference championship. One of the best free throw shooters in her conference. That one misses outside, and actually a state level swimmer too. Homer Glen, Illinois, Providence Catholic High School. Corey bounces that one. That's the approach, right?
I was just thinking, we haven't seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of balls up in the air. It's about that time in the ball game to start mixing it up, using the speed, get on top of the ball. We've seen what happens when you put the ball in the dirt. Errors can happen, miscues, rushed throws. A lot of good things offensively can happen when you just put the ball in play.
And that's exactly what she tried to do there. She'll hang around with the 2-ball and 2-strike count. Small A's contingency. Off the plate. 3-2.
She has not missed on many of these pitches. That looks a good ball off the plate. A nice job of Rudd bringing it over that edge, though.
That's time to give Ree Rudd some love, too. Right there. Went right back out, a little bit closer to getting that corner. And, boy, what a fun battle that was between Maloney and Caudill. This was fun.
Yeah, 1 ball off the plate, and then no question on this one, right at the knees. Too tough to lay off of.
And now the pesky Riley Hartman. Counterpart to catcher Ree Rudd. These two catchers standing close to one another now. That one off the plate, but gets the corner. 0-1 the count to Riley Hartman.
You just feel the energy of the Monarchs behind Caudill out there in the circle. They're cheering after every strike, really giving her some love and energy as she works tough through this ball game.
Uncomfortable swing, 0-2. There's the peek inside of that dugout, the all-white uniforms. How about this?
Yeah, that's the location that if you can hit that with your screwball, hitters can't lay off of that, but you don't want to swing at it either.
Went away. Gave her at least a chance to get her hands extended there. But Hartman laid on it. In, out. Let's see if she comes back in tight with that screwball. I've enjoyed watching Riley Hartman play all week long. Elevates her rise ball. Oh, and 2 the count. Oh my goodness. So she swings at that pitch, right? The screwball. I'm not sure if it doesn't hit her if she doesn't swing at it.
I agree.
Oh, what a great pitch.
But you have to swing it when you're that consistent, and I think that's what's key is throwing the ball through the zone consistently, hitting your spots. When you see that screwball, you assume it's going to be too close to the strike zone to take.
Ellen slips away. Amanda, remind us of the new recruiting rules, the ages, the age of contact, who can initiate contact with regard to recruiting.
Well, September 1st of the junior year is kind of that magic number now. So they moved it back, so no contacts can be made until that date. You see a lot of the freshmen and sophomores now kind of take a breath thinking, okay, have another full year to develop, whereas before you're in that 7th and 8th grade year, you're thinking, okay, this is my chance now. I got to get on some radars, get seen as much as possible.
Popped up to the right side, and it's foul. So it makes an event like this at this age group, and maybe this isn't the right word, folks, but it almost purifies it, because there are athletes that are playing, there are athletes that will be seen, but at that younger age group there won't be contact, but you're darn tootin' that there are people watching.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
watching very closely.
At the younger age groups, you're saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's a big difference. Is this is an active recruiting age. So these young ladies are getting interest. You just can't receive contact. And the younger ages are still being looked at. They're still getting on lists and radars and attending camps and getting seen by colleges, creating their list, checking them off, but they just have a little bit more time to redefine that list and come into their own, become more of the player that they're going to be once they get to college.
I didn't know how I felt about it. You and I talked about it a lot over the last couple of years, but you brought me to your side. I think it's really good. I think it's strong. I think the idea is right, and I think it's, you know, watching these athletes and how it works. I don't like to agree with you. To the bag, and the play is made. Hartman is erased. Lexi Duran made that one quite easy. But you think about it, here's where I'm going with this. You think about an athlete like Caudill, and she has had the ability to be contacted. She's a younger 20. And so this is a very, very available player. This is a player that's a non-commit right now. Are you kidding me? I mean, a national championship game, striking out 9 with everyone watching. Look forward to seeing her life change here real soon.
Well, I think that's the biggest point, is there aren't very many uncommitted 2020s in this type of atmosphere right now, because at that age group they were all committing when they were freshmen, and so that tells me Caudill wasn't ready at that time. So she's had a couple of extra years to develop, which happens to a lot of athletes.
I see your point. That makes sense. That makes
So
sense.
now,
that opens it up for an athlete like this.
It opens it up for Caudill now to be in a spot where in just a year and a half she's going to be joining some college team, and this is the player you're going to have. You don't know 3 years ago that this was going to be the Caudill that we see today.
And I think that's what, as that one's outside, maybe sold me on it the most. The later developing player, but yet it's not that late. It's almost the early developing player that earned the rewards, and there's nothing to criticize with that.
No, you're exactly right.
But the player that maybe develops a little bit slower or at a normal rate was being punished.
Yeah, it was misleading them to thinking that they weren't at that caliber, where those were just early developers.
Yeah, and I'm sure the sport lost athletes because of that. They maybe just hung them up. If I'm not meant to play, I'm going to worry about working on my studies, go play soccer, whatever. The 2-2. Breaking ball hits the outside corner, changed up on her, pulled the string. She knew it was a strike, by the way. She was taking a walk in the park. Coming to a campus near you. Yeah, I'm heading back to the dugout. I'm not waiting for your call. Part of this story has been the dueling pitchers in the circle, the workmanlike effort of Abby Bacantis, who has been spectacular. It has been pretty, but there's 0 after 0 up there for a miscue behind her. Makes her go to work. Katie Stewart unable to make that play. Jaden Hill is on, and boy, you think about how big a run would feel if you're the Monarchs. It would probably feel like 5.
Yeah, I think you're right. Base runners have come in at a minimum. Keeping them on base, but getting a runner across this late in the ball game, giving Caudill some support. And she's not giving up much on her end, so you're right. 1 run's going to feel like 5.
1-0 the count to Taylor Caudill. She's been the story. Albeit dueling with Abby Bacantis, it's Caudill that has an RBI. Earlier in this game, it's Caudill who has been spectacular with the 10 strikeouts. Stabs at that one and comes up empty. Greatest challenge, Taylor said she's overcome, is the fact that she's not the average pitcher. She's not extremely tall and not big. Throw hard, but doesn't fit the stature of many pitchers that are out there. Well, Looks like she just gets outs and gets them in big games. Lay down a beautiful bunt there. They're looking for that extra run. Caudill with a nice sack. Taylor even said as she heads back to the dugout and she'll go back to work in the circle, and this is a quote from her. I came into my own very late. I started to truly develop the older I got, which backs up what you were saying.
Well, I think her saying the eye test, that is what so many athletes pass when they're at those younger ages, is look at how big, tall, strong they are. Look how fast she throws. In 3 years, she should be at X place in her career, and it's just not the case for a lot of athletes.
Rihanna Rudd. Single, back in the 4th inning. Fly to left field. Picks up 2-1 the count. Reese's sister Valerie going to Abilene Christian playing softball. Younger sister Tori, who is 14, plays softball and golfs as well. Hard ground ball out towards short, scooping and firing. Firing hard across the diamond is Katie Stewart.
Nice play, jammed softly over to Stewart at shortstop, who comes through it and manages to hold Hill at second base.
Stewart, by the way, making the last out of that last inning. I think got some aggression out on that throw. Allie Steinker. Allie, another one of the athletes from J. Sarah. Couple on this team. Her outstanding pitcher, Caudill, from J. Sarah as well. Lives in Rancho Santa Margarita, up there in the foothills above Mission Viejo in Orange County, California. She was her school's Rookie of the Year. Her freshman year in high school was Rudd. She's a good catcher. She takes up and away. Allie takes outside. Not sure where she wants to go to school. It's a unique list of choices she's thought about, but she wants to study sign language. She'd like to be a sign language interpreter. Speech pathology, audiology, neurology, and there's a lot to Allie. I had a chance to meet her mom, Jen, dad, Jeff, very great folks. Played on a team last year that came in 3rd in PGF.
And this is more true to how it used to be in recruiting, where these athletes going into their senior year, this gets exciting. This is when the athletes like Steinker, who has offers, is going to decide where she wants to go and possibly sign within the next couple of months. It's an exciting time.
Freed, am I allowed to jump ahead 10 years because she did?
Do it.
Do you mind? She
Please.
said, I want to be starting a family with someone special. Steady job, good income, traveled the world. As that one's rolled into center field. Let's talk about right now. The throw to the plate. What a huge RBI. In 10 years, she'll look back on this moment. Allie Steinker with a huge, huge add-on run. 3-1 is the score, and she did it by not overswinging.
Yeah, just nice, easy, compact, up the middle. An attempt at the throw home, but run scores. Steinker with a huge RBI. You can tell that swing, she's just trying to swing down into the dirt, just make something happen, move the run over. She does that and gets that run across.
And as Coach Jeff Blanco comes out to maybe make some changes, we'll see. I'll finish the thought. She said, I want to have 2 kids, and of course, I'll also have a fur baby, which means a pet of some sort. Good sense of humor there, I like it. And a meeting of the minds as they come together. It's Lexi Duran's opportunity, but is it Duran who is hitting? I think he's making a call to that bench, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Fielder. We see Fielder with the bat in her hands, number 95 down there. See if that's who in fact takes the swings.
Solid athletes out there in the circle. Looks like we're probably going to have a pinch runner, pinch hitter.
Melavila is number 28. And she will run, so Mel will run. And now Fielder does get the opportunity. Callie Fielder, Arlington High School in Riverside, California. A lot of great opportunities to play collegiately, places like Michigan, and Riverside, A&M, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah State. Just naming a few. And this is clearly with an add-on run. Blanco making a class move. An opportunity for some more of his kids to play in this game. There's no doubt that's the reason he made this decision. Rewarding the hard-working players, those that show up early, the good families, those that work hard in practice. His dad is Chris, mom is Jacqueline. Swings right through that one, just went after her, 1-2 the count.
Yeah, she's not about to get shortchanged in there, taking her hacks, and they're swinging at some good pitches.
Callie's a catcher, plays third base as well. Bouncing ball to the left side, surrounding it and shooting it across the diamond. Making the play for the out is Katie Stewart. Getting close now. An add-on run, 3 outs away from a national championship. Having a good time at the yard. 3-1 is the score, top of the 7th inning. The Monarchs 3 outs away from jumping around themselves. Champion Amanda Freed, national champion Amanda Freed. My name is Darren Sutton, glad to have you with us. And the fun story has been quite simple. It's in that talented athlete, Taylor Caudill. That's great. She's 3 outs away now from probably hearing from a lot of college coaches, a lot, as she's a late bloomer and being able to celebrate with some of her best friends. Danielle Stewart stands in the way. First pitch, ground ball, flagged at third by Steicher. Wow, what a play. No reaction time at all. That's a huge first out.
Some big performances by Steicher, who came up with that big RBI last inning, comes up with a huge play to prevent that leadoff runner from getting on. Picking up Caudill in the circle, who has just been doing a phenomenal job.
Brooke Knox off the end of the bat, tries to split the gap, and she's able to do so. Newen with a diving attempt, unable to come up with it. It was off the end of the bat. Knox is on, and that's a big base runner. And that makes the play a moment ago by Steicher even bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. This would have been a couple of runners on base. Instead, just one runner on base. A nice attempt by Nguyen in center field.
Maddie McIntyre with that left swing now. Takes high and away, 1-0 the count. Ten strikeouts in 6 1/3. Trying to take it to the finish line.
And Caudill has just set the tone for the team in the circle from that very first inning. She got 2 strikeouts and a little fly out in the first, and she's just been lights out since.
The 100th pitch. Another play! Leaving her feet. A tough decision there, the play out in front of her. But great speed by McIntyre. Tried to get the lead runner. It was a great diving stop by Steicher, but everybody's safe.
Steicher has just been getting everything over there at third. Looks like she hesitates thinking about that decision. She gets it so quickly, though. She has a couple of options. But speed does that to you. It forces you to second guess yourself, and now the A's with two runners on base.
That's a great graphic. She has hammered the strike zone, and those that have missed out of the zone, a majority have had effect. Whether it's in tight and off the plate, curveballs away, really spins the softball well. But all of a sudden, the tying runs are on. The go-ahead run is in the batter's box. Grace smack. Right after that one, 0-1 the count.
Grace, come out.
Three to 1 the score. Monarchs out of Southern California on top of the team out of Illinois. Sails high. A reminder again, the local team in all white. A team from just outside of Chicago with the navy blue and green sleeves with the white uniforms. 2-1. Grace has struck out twice, both times looking. Three and one. Moment getting big now for Caudill.
Yeah, you gotta love the energy that the A's are bringing with their backs against the wall, showing a lot of patience and discipline at the plate.
What a great at-bat for Grace. Kamak with a great family history. Her Aunt Ruth was the captain of the Notre Dame softball team for 4 years. Her dad played football and basketball in high school and then started for the Yale football team as a receiver for 4 years as well. What a great family athletic history, and Grace is on to load the bases. Well, the moment gets big. You've had big moments like this too. You had many of them. Tell me a little bit about what Jeff may be saying out there.
You know, you got a couple run lead, and you just got to get back into that zone that you've been doing all game long. Caudill has been lights out. She hammers the zone. That's what she does best. And sometimes when you get into these high, tense pressure situations, you feel the end is near, and you feel a little bit more of a push. You start to be a little too perfect on the corners instead of just throwing the spins right down the meat of the plate, just like she's been doing all game long.
What great energy. That's a great shot with the A's athletes cheering, out of focus in the background. Emma Kacharski, they get behind her with the bases full on the outside corner. Strike one. Boy, she came back with a beautiful pitch. J. Sarah High School, run by San Juan Capistrano in Southern Cal. 0-2. The traveling 13, not a massive roster, and a local team. They don't pull players from long distances, and they've made it this far. Boy, she spoiled a good 0-2 pitch. There is a hit in this at bat. We'll look back upon that right there. How about that take? 1-2.
Yeah, you can't forget the nerves running through the A's as well, even though they have the bases loaded. This is a huge opportunity to put a couple runs up on the board. We're in the 7th inning.
Emma waits as long as she can to make a decision and then just spoiled it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. In on the hands, rolled to third, the play home, on to first, no throw. But again, very dependable play from third baseman Allie Steiker. And she made the right decision that time. 1 out away.
Very smart, good heads-up play, does not rush, takes her time because she sees the runner. She knows that she's got enough time to set her feet, to make a solid throw, not rushing to get the double play, just getting that first out at home. 2 outs in the inning.
Last year it was the Tampa Mustangs beating SoCal's Breaker Labs to win this Platinum 16U title. And of course that Tampa Mustangs program parlaying that into a big-time run in the 18U. That team moved up and has been incredible in the 18U tournament this year. Popped up, back of short. That's the title! At the 16U Platinum Division, the Monarchs win it all. The 2019 Premier Girls Fast Pitch National Champions. Jeff Blanco's touched a lot of lives as a head coach. He's got a lot of wonderful memories. There are only a handful of national titles. These are moments for these athletes and their leader that they'll never forget.
You know, you look back at the season and what these athletes have gone through, the time and the effort them and their families have put in to get to this moment, to have this clean run through PGF Nationals, to get to today's game, put it all out in the field. Caudill, what a tremendous job setting the tone in the circle. And then that defense coming through, timely hits is what it's about. They put it together when it counted and come away with the championship.
Look, I don't want to simplify it too much, but my final question for you is just a statement. Taylor Caudill's earned herself a college scholarship today.
Oh, well, if you're a college coach looking for a pitcher and somebody who likes the high-pressure situation, somebody who can perform, I thought that was so appropriate at the end there to get the bases loaded and to watch her settle in, come back. And she's a championship caliber type of pitcher. I like what I saw. She set the tone. Like I said, I can't say it enough how important that is to be the pitcher in the circle in this type of game that carries your team. She did a fantastic job.
Taylor Caudill, outstanding in the circle today, a dominating double-digit strikeout effort. On behalf of our Premier Girls Fast Pitch production team, she's Amanda Freed. My name is Darren Sutton, and PGF CEO Dan Hay. We have been honored to spend this time with you. The best in the nation come together in Southern California to crown champions this year at the 16U level Platinum Division. Southern California's Monarchs defeat out of Illinois the Orland Park A's for the national championship. We'll see you soon again at the ballpark. Man, this is fun.